What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97, and welcome to episode number 23 of my career here in WWE 2K16. And we are here for what is set to be an epic confrontation between the former NXT Champion, the man who defies gravity. In fact, he does it so much that gravity has forgotten who he is. It is Neville, Adrian Neville, set to go one-on-one with Zero. Perhaps the future uncrowned NXT Champion versus the former longest reigning NXT Champion currently to date. Tonight, this is going to be one hell of a matchup, if I do say so myself. We have quite possibly the fastest man currently in the WWE, one of the most quickest, devastating arsenals in the business, going up against Zero, who has really come into his own as of late. And now that he's got that victory over Kalisto, he has overcome the demons of his past. And now Zero, he can only look forward. And directly in his sights is the NXT Championship and the current champ, Kevin Owens. Zero tonight. A victory over the former NXT Champion, Adrian Neville, could give him a huge boost into regaining his #1 contendership position. And honestly, Zero, after defeating Kalisto at the previous NXT arrival, and now facing off against Adrian Neville tonight, another victory here. If he could just win maybe one more big match, I think Zero, he's got the #1 contendership in the bag. But at the same time, all this time that he spent getting himself back up to the #1 contender spot, who knows, by the time he even gets that spot, Kevin Owens might not be the NXT Champion anymore. And the question is, what really is Zero searching for at the end of the day? Does he want to win the NXT Championship without getting his retribution against Kevin Owens? I don't know. Would that be quite as satisfying for Zero? I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly what Zero's looking for. I think if Zero does become the NXT Champion, he would definitely prefer to win it from Kevin Owens, because let's face it, Zero, he did not defeat Kevin Owens. You know, he's ambushed Kevin Owens in the past, in fact, and come out worse for wear. Zero, if he's going to win the NXT Championship, even if Owens doesn't hold the title, I think Zero's still going to try to get that win over Kevin Owens at some point. So whether or not it's when the NXT title's on the line, or if it's just in an exhibition matchup where the title is not up for grabs, I still believe that Zero, he's going to want to get that win back over Kevin Owens. I mean, you think of the several times they faced off in the past, every single one of them Zero has come up short. And at the previous NXT arrival prior to his rematch with Kalisto, and you know, Zero, that was the closest he's ever come to defeating Kevin Owens, and it's the closest he's ever come to winning the NXT Championship. So you got to think, ultimately it would just be better if Owens could hang on to that NXT Championship, at least for Zero's sake, but I don't know. I don't think the NXT Universe wants Kevin Owens to hold that NXT Championship any longer than he has to. I'm sure at this point they're already getting tired of Owens holding that belt. I mean, just think about it. Back when Zero defeated Tyler Breeze at NXT Arrival, that was back in episode 6 of this series. Think about it. At that point, Kevin Owens had just started his NXT Championship reign by defeating Finn Balor. So Kevin Owens, he has held that championship for quite some time. In fact, he's held it almost the entirety of Zero's career here in NXT. So yeah, I would think that the NXT Universe, especially knowing Kevin Owens, knowing his personality, just the way he conducts himself in the ring, I really don't think the NXT Universe wants to see too much more of Kevin Owens as the NXT Champion. Maybe that's just my personal view. That's just how I would personally see things, but I don't know. Actually, episode 7, not episode 6. Episode 7 was the match with Tyler Breeze, so my apologies. I'll have to fire my information guy. As right now, Adrian Neville striking away at Zero there. And that's one thing Neville's going to want to do, is quicken the pace in this matchup and utilize some effective kicks. Honestly, anything fast-paced, anything high-flying, Adrian Neville can do it. And he will be able to certainly do it much better than Zero. Zero, on the other hand, try to keep it mat-based. Try to slow down the pace of the matchup. You know, if it comes down to an all-out brawl, if Zero, that's what he's got to do, then that's what he's got to do. And I think he might have the advantage over Adrian Neville if that is the case. But you don't want to trade kicks with this man. That is certainly not a great idea at all. But right now, Zero, the leg drop, elbow drop, forearm to the face combination. And now rubbing Neville's face into the mat, followed up by an elbow drop right between the shoulder blades. But Neville now rolling out of the way. Zero, though, able to rebound with a nice kick and a drop kick as Neville gets dropped. Zero now trying to back Neville into that corner, and he finally does. There's a chop, a jab, and now Zero sending Neville into the opposite turnbuckle. Oh, but Neville, he knew what was coming. He knew Zero was going to attempt that running chop into the drop kick, but Neville, he had that well scouted with the elbow to the face. And look at that, a beautiful standing corkscrew moonsault. The cover, 1, 2, no! Kick out by Zero. And that's the type of move that only Adrian Neville can pull off. Very rarely do you see a move like that. It's rare enough to see a corkscrew moonsault, let alone one just from a basic vertical position. But now Neville looking for the biggest move in his arsenal. No! He was looking for the red arrow, but the referee obstructed obstructed the red arrow, and Neville accidentally took out the referee. Well, I don't think Zero could have asked for a bigger break than that. The referee was able to take the punishment of the red arrow because of his, quite frankly, that's stupidity on the part of the referee, and he could have just cost Neville the match. Well, Zero, this wouldn't be the first time that he's competed in a match with some controversy, but hopefully we can get a definitive victory out of this matchup. Hopefully that's going to be the only slip-up by this referee. Wait a minute. Zero plants Neville face first, and the cover. 1, 2, no! Neville kicks out at 2.5. But Zero, he can't let that frustrate him. He's got to capitalize on this opportunity. By hook or by crook, Zero, he's been able to keep himself alive in this match, and he's got to take that opportunity. The lion salt, the cover. 1, 2, no. Another kick out by Neville. But despite these kickouts, Zero has to continue to fight on. He can't let that get to his head. He can't let that enrage him. Look at this. A beautiful discus forearm right to the back of Adrian Neville's skull. And that type of move is going to knock you for a loop for sure. As Zero right now backing Neville up into the ropes. You can see he's definitely feeling confident about his current place in this matchup. He's got the upper hand and he knows it. Look at this. Submission hold by Zero. A beautiful way to wear Neville down here. Keep him down on the mat and prevent him from flying around the ring. Perhaps working on the leg there of Neville. Smart strategy there by Zero. But ultimately, submissions are not his strong suit and he knows it. Oh wait, here we go. Zero, this time he hits it. The running chop. And follows it up with that patented drop kick right to the side of the head of Adrian Neville. And Zero now to the top rope. Could perhaps be looking for the diving double foot stomp, and he nails it. Connects it to perfection. And the cover, 1, 2. But Neville gets the shoulder up. And now it's starting to get to Zero. Now the frustration is starting to boil over. And you can see it on his face in that reaction. Wait, but a counter now by Zero. Neville tried to... No, wait. Neville still able to mount an offensive here. But you can see Neville, he is spent right now. That recent assault from Zero has definitely took a lot out of him. But Neville, nonetheless, on the attack. That Frankensteiner from the top rope. And now Neville to the top. There's the corkscrew moonsault from the top rope. And that could have finished Zero. That could have put him away, but Neville too stunned to capitalize. Instead follows it up. I mean, he wasn't able to go for the pin. Now he can. 2. No! Neville can't believe it. I mean, you talk about a flurry of offense. The corkscrew moonsault into the standing corkscrew moonsault. What a combination of high-flying moves there. But, oh wait, backflip kick from Neville. Looked like it was going to be a counter from Zero, but Neville countered the counter. But still, Zero managing to overwhelm Neville. A spinebuster there, and he bridges into the cover here. 1, 2, no. He stacked Neville up, but not enough. Zero. At this point, he's got to be looking at his trump card here. He's got Neville for the dragon suplex. Bridges into the pin. 1, 2, no. Another kick out by Neville. But Zero not wasting any time. Going right back on the attack. Setting him up. Chicken wing gutbuster. And that could finish Neville off if Zero would go for the cover. But no, I think he's got something else in mind. I think he's looking for that trump card. He's looking for ground zero. The kick to the gut. And he hooks the arms, and you know what's coming next. Spins him around. Lifts Neville up and slams him down. Ground zero connects. And that could do it. 1, 2, 3. There you have it, folks. Zero. He's done it. He's defeated the former NXT Champion. And now Zero. He can set his sights on the NXT Championship and on his arch nemesis, Kevin Owens. Honestly, he's getting there. I think Zero's just one step away from that #1 contender's position. We still have a lot of game competitors, don't you forget. I mean, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, you name it. There are still some strong competitors looking, gunning, aiming for that NXT Championship. Zero, he's not alone. And welcome back now to NXT here in Portland, Oregon. We're going on the road for this one. And making his way down to the ring is the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. The aforementioned, one of the big threats for the NXT Championship, along with Finn Balor. And, well, there he is, that man Zero. Corbin, you might want to look out behind you. Oh, wait, is Zero trying to time this? Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. He was just waiting for the spotlight so that the spotlight could be on him. Oh, man, I mean, Zero, we've heard what he's had to say about Baron Corbin in the past, and now finally Zero was looking to get his hands on Corbin, but Baron Corbin now, I mean, he knows what it's like to be blindsided by Zero in the past. Corbin, he's looking for a different outcome this time around, but Zero's not going to let it happen. Zero with a nice flurry of strikes. And now, you've got to be kidding me. A pump handle suplex there by Zero. Showing some untapped power there in his arsenal. And now look at this. No, wait. Counter and a huge clothesline from Baron Corbin. He just absolutely floored Zero there. Zero, he was looking for that face buster, but Corbin wasn't having any of that. And now look at the strength. Look at the raw power of the Lone Wolf. A deadlift powerbomb out there on the stage. Only going to add even more increased impact to that. But Zero now, look at this. Chicken wing gutbuster. And he lays out Baron Corbin.
Welcome back to the show. This is my guest tonight. Let's talk about Baron Corbin. You went out there and ambushed him tonight, Why did you do that?
Sometimes you have to do things to make people respect you. I'm gonna earn his respect. Me going out there and doing what I did, it's an invitation for us to go to war. I'm ready for it. I hope he is. This is not just a rivalry for me. He is standing between me and what I want, and he'll soon regret that.
There you have it. Back to you, Cole.